Hey guys, what's up? Kermando here, and welcome to my WWE SummerSlam 2016 predictions video. And as you may know already, the pre-show is now a lovely 17 hours, just like WrestleMania. Oh, I am oh so happy about that. We so need that to be bloody longer. And yes, I know it's a slight exaggeration. It's only 2 hours. Oh, only. Um, but there is actually going to be matches on the show. Whether they'll be any good or not is, it's unlikely because, they had the kickoff thing at WrestleMania. It was 2 hours, and the matches, Baron Ryback and Kalisto, if I remember right, were pretty shit. But let's get on to it anyway. The first one is Cesaro versus Sheamus, and they started this now best of 7 series, which when I heard it, I thought that was kind of cool. I thought it was kind of interesting and unique, different, something else I've been seeing in a while. I think, was it Chris Benoit and Booker T had like a best of 7 thing like many years ago. I thought it was kind of cool, but going by most of everyone else's thoughts on it, they didn't like it. But the guys have had good matches lately, so I don't really see what's wrong with it. Hopefully that trend continues. And it's really anyone could win this. I mean, Cesaro's beaten him a few times now, so I could see Sheamus maybe winning the first one. But since it's on the kickoff and it might be the first match, maybe they'll have Cesaro win it. I don't know. But I'm going to go Sheamus since Cesaro has gotten the better of him, as they would say recently. Another one just announced. Sami Zayn and Neville versus the Dudley Boys in a tag team match. And I can guarantee it'll end the exact same way all the Dudley Boys matches have lasted the last like 2-3 months, and they'll say, oh, why are the Dudleys? I can't remember how they bloody put it, but it'll end up being one of them will clothesline the other one, and they'll say how this has never happened before, or the Dudleys losing their touch or some shit. They've been saying it for months now. And their matches have ended the exact same way on main events, superstars, and every time they're like, oh, this is the first time. What's going wrong with the Dudleys and all this shit? I don't know. I probably will end up being Sami Zayn and Neville will win. I don't know. I don't really care either because they just make the Dudleys look like crap, to be honest. I'll go Sami Zayn and Neville for that one. And next is a rematch from SmackDown. A 12-man tag team match. American Alpha, the Hype Bros, and the Usos versus Breezango, the Ascension, and the Vaudevillains. Now, I'd like to see the heels win it, since the faces won it on SmackDown, and I felt the heels really just got, I wouldn't really say squashed, but they just didn't really get to do much in the match on SmackDown. Like, all the faces got to do their good moves and what have you. I felt they didn't really do anything with the heels, so I'd like to see the heels win. I'm going to go with them winning it. And I really wish they would use Breezango more because they're just hilarious. Like, they've had like little backstage promos or promos on YouTube, Twitter, etc., and they're really funny, and like on the SmackDown pre-shows and what have you. And they're really funny. They're really good, and it's probably because it's promos where it's coming from them and not some ferret scripting out for them. I wish they would do some more stuff for them because they're great. They have a really great look, and they're good wrestlers. I'd love to see them get used a bit more, and maybe they were doing good. They were on a bit of a roll, had a few wins and what have you. But I'd like to see them do some more with them. So I'm gonna go with the heel team to win this match. Now that's all for now for the pre-show. There could be more added. Likely will be once I've recorded this. That usually happens. But next is on the main show, and it starts, well, at least here on this match scheduling thing on Wikipedia. Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman versus Randy Orton. Now I had no idea how the build for this was going to go, and I wasn't really looking forward to it because apparently Lesnar wasn't even going to show up at one point. They were just going to have a match, but they actually surprised me. The whole Randy Orton invading Raw thing, like, I thought that was awesome. I thought that was so cool. Because I didn't expect that. I just did not see that coming at all. Oh yeah, I set an alarm ages ago. Yeah. I didn't see that coming at all. So Randy Orton RKO was really cool, and then people were like, oh well, Brock's obviously gonna come out and SmackDown, and like, oh, this is so predictable. There's nothing wrong with predictable. It was entertaining. That's all that matters. people just complain way too much about stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with predictable, because the only reason it's predictable is because you've been watching for so long. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with predictable. Just make it entertaining, and I felt they did. But apart from that, you know, it has been kind of lacking. They did like a video package thing one week, and then this week they had Brock and Heath Slater, and Brock beat the shit out of Heath Slater, and then Randy Orton, Heath Slater, and Randy Orton beat him. I'm really liking the Heath Slater thing as well, by the way. I think that's one of the most entertaining things each week on both shows. He's kind of on both shows. I think it's really good. It's probably the most he's been used in a long time, and I'd say he's been used really well right now. I think it's good. But for this, I don't know. Some people thinking Orton could win due to Lesnar with that whole drug test failure thing. They might have Orton win here as a bit of a punishment for Lesnar, since apparently he doesn't count for the wellness policy, which is some serious bullshit in my opinion. But I think it would be a decent match anyway. And as a lot of people are saying, I could see the F5 being counted in an RKO. And I think that if that was to happen, that should be the end of the match. That would be a really cool way to end it. I'm going to go with Randy Orton. And also this is quite a stacked card. And I know it's 4 hours, but if you just look at like Orton's match, Finn Balor, Rollins, Ambrose, Ziggler, Cena, Styles, I would say those are matches that will all take, I would say, shut up phone, that will all take about 15-20 minutes each, I would say. So that's like an hour, then you add in entrances, maybe another like 15-20 minutes there. You know, it adds up, you know. I don't know, it just seems like there's a lot of matches, and I don't know if it'll, when you think of it like that, I'm like, okay, well maybe it will space out well, but I don't know, I'm not sure. Maybe I'm not thinking about the 4th hour, you know, and I'm thinking it's going to be kind of crammed. I don't know, but let's get on to it. Next one, we have Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins to crown the first ever WWE Universal Champion. I felt this doesn't feel like I don't feel like they've built this up enough for it to be the crowning of a first ever champion. It just feels like it's lacking a little bit, in my opinion. When Finn won, you know, when he won the Fatal 4-Way and then beat Reigns, like, I did not see that happening at all. When he won the Fatal 4-Way, I was like, okay, well, there's no way he's beating Reigns, and then he did. So, and well, when I see this match, I'm like, wow, I thought he was going to beat Rollins, but then he beat all of them, so maybe he will win it. I don't know. And they didn't really do much to build the match, really, in my opinion. Like last past week when he came out as the Demon, I do feel they kind of maybe should have saved it for SummerSlam, but they haven't done anything else, so I wasn't really against it. I thought it was an alright little moment. They had a little brawl. Apart from that, it has been lacking, I feel. It doesn't feel like this is the match to crown a new champ. I don't think there's been a big enough deal made about it. And apparently the title is just going to look like the World Heavyweight title. But it's going to be like red or something, and then the World Heavyweight title is going to get like a blue background or some crap. I hope they don't do that. I'd rather than be a bit creative and just have a completely different looking title. I don't see there's no point in it being exactly the same. Same if they create a women's one. Apparently it's just going to be a blue version of the one they have now. Just change it up a bit, you know. Be a bit creative. Do something different. And also, I love how Daniel Bryan's just been an absolute savage on the Talking Smack about like the Universal title and elsewhere, and other interviews, been taking shots at it. He's been taking shots at a lot of people. Taking shots at Brock Lesnar, Stone Cold. He's just been an absolute savage. I'm like, how is he getting away with saying these things? It's been really funny. But for this, I don't know. Some people feel like Finn winning is too early in his career. Like, where would he go from there? Which I kind of agree with. But I'm gonna go Finn. You know, I didn't see it coming with the last two, with when he beat Reigns and that. So I'm gonna go Finn. But I wouldn't be surprised to see a Seth winning, possibly by some heelish ways, some cheating kind of ways. And then people who claim to be wrestling fans and know how wrestling works will then complain about it and say that Seth Rollins being booked like a coward, blah 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 blah, all that crap. You know, like last year when Jon Stewart came out and helped him beat him, which was an epic moment. But apparently he's been booked like a pussy or a coward. Yeah, I guess you don't know how wrestling works, do you? But moving on, we have Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Or it says WWE World Championship here. But I've actually really enjoyed the build to this. I've actually been enjoying SmackDown more than Raw ever since the change to this. I've enjoyed it more. Even when people were jizzing over the one when Finn beat Reigns, and apparently that was the greatest Raw ever, in a Raw that had Curtis Axel versus Neville in a battle of the Rastholes, and who could put the crowd to sleep the first. Yeah, that's greatest Raw ever. Yeah. But Dean Ambrose versus Ziggler, I really enjoyed it. I thought their promo on this week's SmackDown was really good. When Ziggler was just being like really passionate and talking about all this stuff, and it's like, it's going to take us one move, and then BAM! He super kicks him. I thought that was really cool. I've enjoyed the build each week. I thought it's been good. And I can guarantee when they had that Ziggler versus Bray Wyatt match, and Wyatt won. Oh, you're burying Bray Wyatt. Had Bray won and beat Ziggler, oh, you're burying Ziggler, you know, you can't please these people, and it just pisses me off. It was entertaining. There's nothing wrong with that, and it looks like they're going to go maybe with Bray versus Orton soon. They had that sort of interaction. Some people were thinking maybe Bray will interfere in the Lesnar match. Speaking of that, other people were thinking Goldberg would interfere because he's in the area for like the WWE 2K17 thing. If I have one, I thought that would be pretty cool, but I think that'd be a great moment if anything like that happens. But we'll see. But Dean versus Ziggler, there was a thing came out the other day, apparently saying Ziggler's just a transitional feud or something, and Ambrose is going to go on to face like a AJ Styles or something later, so Ziggler isn't going to win. But you never know. But I do have my doubts. Ziggler win. I think they're gonna have Ambrose win, be sort of like the main guy for SmackDown just now. Where Ziggler will go from here, I don't know. But I'm gonna go Dean Ambrose to win. Although I'm not opposed to either of them winning, and I hope it'll be a good match. I really do. But yeah, it's probably the best built match on the show in my opinion. I felt they've been doing really good things on SmackDown. And moving on, we have John Cena versus AJ Styles. And people were saying that John Cena, one of the weeks, they had like the greatest promo ever. And I felt like that week the promo was too long. It was like a 20-minute segment or something. It really could have been cut to like 10 minutes, kind of taking away time from other things. And it was just the same promo you've heard from Cena so many times, where he says he's like really passionate about WWE and all this stuff. I can't believe people are really jizzing about it. He's done that same kind of thing so many times. But apart from that, the build has been okay, I guess. I mean, it was at least they did something pretty different this week, where John Cena was facing Del Rio, and he beat him, and then Styles came in and started beating him up, and I thought it was just going to end with Styles like beating Cena up, but then Cena just fucking goes nuts and AAs him, and then they fight outside, then he bloody AAs him off the steps through the table. I was like, bloody hell, didn't see that coming at all. I really thought AJ was going to stand tall and be the one, I guess victorious leading into the match. But Cena did, so and apparently Cena's going to be leaving to film shows or some crap after SummerSlam, so I'd like to see AJ win this one, and I don't mind whether it's clean or in a heelish way. It really doesn't bother me, as long as it's entertaining. It's all that matters to me. And maybe we'll move on to AJ versus Ambrose at Backlash next. In the next few weeks, that's when the whole 2 pay-per-views a month crap starts, which do not agree with that crap at all. But moving on, I'm gonna go AJ for the win in this one. Next, we have Rusev versus Roman Reigns for the United States Championship, and they did this match on Raw, which I thought was weird, and I personally thought it was a boring match. But then again, Raw was really boring, and by the time the main event comes around, I'm completely like just bored or what have you from the show. I don't. I still feel Raw isn't good, and I don't feel like they're using the people right, in my opinion. Some things are all right, and but a lot of it just seems like filler, and it's just dragging on. I don't feel like Raw's doing good things at all. SmackDown's just it's just better. It's just better. They use the talent better, and they seem to use everyone every week. If they're not on SmackDown, then they'll be on main event. And it sort of goes the same way for Raw, but not really. I just don't feel like they're being used well. Like Raw, we've never seen Summer Rae yet, and I'm sure a lot of people will be like, "Oh well, Summer Rae sucks," but yeah, this is the same people that are in love with Paige, Sasha, Charlotte. If you actually watched NXT, before bandwagon on it, you would have realized that Summer Rae was really a really good wrestler, and if she was given the chance, you could see that. But she's not. I wish she actually went to SmackDown, because then we would have actually seen her used every week. And it actually, you never know, maybe something like that will happen. We'll talk about that when I get to that match. But it just annoys me when people say stupid shit like that. But we're on Rusev versus Roman Reigns. Don't really know how I got talking about Summer Rae. They give this match away then. I didn't think it was a great match. But the build has been alright. I thought when Roman Reigns came out and interrupted Rusev, it's kind of funny how he's saying Lana was expecting more on her wedding night and shoved Lana into the cake. I thought it was kind of funny. And I thought it's been okay. It could have been a little bit more, but I think it's been alright. But I don't think it was good giving the match away then on Raw, and I feel like the match should have happened when they started the show, not bloody 3 hours later. It just, by the time it got around, it was like, ugh, I don't care about this anymore. But yeah, Reigns beat him then. Reigns beat him in that match, which I thought was surprising. Not even like a DQ win or something, or Rusev, running away or cheating or something. Just Reigns beat him. But I think Reigns will likely win this anyway. And it's weird how all of a sudden people now like Roman Reigns. He's in the mid card now. He's doing good now. I like Roman Reigns. He's so much better at promos. He's so much better at this. Yada yada yada. I just find it weird how people are now in love with the guy. I just like him. I've never not liked him. I just haven't really liked the booking of him in the past. He got rid of his beard. His beard was so cool, and he's trimmed it away. Sad day, sad day. I thought he was looking really cool with a beard. But yeah, I think Reigns is gonna win this one, become the new United States champion. And I'm sure people will proclaim that Rusev is now buried, but it's not like he's been used well at all in this United States title reign. So I don't see how he can really be buried from that. Moving on. Oh, and I said, yeah, Roman Reigns will win. Next, Sasha Banks versus Charlotte for the Women's Championship, and Dana Brooke is barred from ringside. So Sasha became the champion on that same Raw a while ago when Finn won, which was a really surprising moment. I didn't see it coming at all. So I don't think Charlotte would win already. I think that would be a bad way to go about it. But you never know. It is WWE. I would like to see Sasha win it. And I think it'll be a good match. I think it'll be a good match. They've had great matches in the past. I thought the one where Sasha won, it got a little bit boring in the middle, got a little bit rest-holdy, but then it came good again in the end. Same with that Finn versus Reigns match, it kind of got the same way. But I think Sasha will win this one. In the build, it's been okay, nothing amazing. Sasha beat Dana to make Dana barred from ringside in a match we've seen so many times, and it was just like a quick 2-minute match. Like, the thing about Raw and the women, they just use the same ones all the time, whereas SmackDown is using all of them, and they're all being used, to build their characters or storylines. People are like, oh, there's no women's title. Oh, they're fighting for nothing. Oh, all this other crap. People have no fucking patience. It's so annoying. Just no patience at all. They want this now. They want tag titles now. They want bloody this now. Just have some patience, for God's sake. If you get it now, then you'll just be complaining that, oh, it's boring. Oh, these guys are facing each other all the time. Oh, blah blah blah. Just stop fucking complaining. Have some bloody patience. I mean, fuck's sake. But anyways, I would like to see. I have a feeling we may see. I was just thinking about it when I seen the Dana Brooke Bard thing. Maybe we could see a new version of the BFFs, the beautiful fierce females from NXT. Maybe Summer Rae will come out and help Charlotte. It'll be Summer Rae, Charlotte, and Dana will be that new group. That'd be pretty cool. Or Emma could maybe be there. But I think if Emma goes anywhere, I'd like her to see her on SmackDown. But I'm going to go with Sasha for the win here, and it'll likely be a very good match if their previous matches are anything to go by. Now, next we have the New Day versus the Club for the tag titles, and I've really enjoyed the Club's promos about Big E's testicles, all the puns or whatever the word would be on the usage of balls and what have you. Just, I think it's been absolutely hilarious. Like the when they did it the first time, that was the highlight of that entire Raw, was them doing that promo, and I thought it was great this week. I just think it was great. I think it was really really good. All the things they're saying, just hilarious. I love it. And obviously they pun on Doc Gallows. That's what he used to call himself. I think it's been good, and when they beat up Big E's, when they did the slamming into the ring post of the balls, and Cole said it was like he got a contusion to the affected area or some crap, and also on Raw it took them like a week to announce, oh yeah, he has a contusion on his groin or something like that. It's like, it took you a week to come up with that crap. I know it's a storyline injury, but it's like, you took a week to say that. Wouldn't a contusion is like a bruise, so wouldn't it be wouldn't it be there kind of quickly, you know? I don't think it takes a week to diagnose that. But it is just a storyline injury, and people are like going nuts thinking it was real. But I could what's been happening on the house shows is Big E's been coming out at the end to like help the New Day, so I could see that happening. But I would like to see the Club win. I think the New Day, they've had a great title reign. They've beaten the longest reign for the WWE Tag Team titles, not the WWE World Tag Team titles, but they've beaten the WWE Tag title reign. It's time for a change, and a year after when they won the titles, I think it's a good time to change. I wish they would use the Club more, like JBL and that would always chiz about how great they are in Japan and what have you. But you never really get to see it here, so I would like to see them actually be used well, have a great match, and hopefully they win the titles here. So I'm going with the Club to win. Next we have Enzo Amore and Big Cass versus Jericho, Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens. And like I've said many times before, Enzo and Cass are a bit of a hit and a miss. Sometimes they can be good, and then the next times they can be kind of boring. And it's obvious. I mean, most people obviously feel this way because when Enzo's saying a lot of things and he gets like no reaction, and obviously it's something he's saying that he's expecting a reaction, and nobody reacts, you know, because they don't know what he's going on about, because it's crap pretty much. Like sometimes he's alright and he's funny, and then next times there's just no reaction. Like I'm like, what am I supposed to say to that, you know? He's a bit of a hit and miss, and Cass still sounds like a robot every time he talks, so nothing's changed there. And as I said before, he'll likely get Reigns. He'll get the Reigns treatment because Vince has an erection for him. He'll push him. He'll have awful promos, and people will hate him. But Jericho and Kevin Owens have been great. Jericho is just. He's just so good. He's really owning this whole heel run that he's doing right now, and the moustache and that soul patch thing just makes him even more of a heel. I don't know how or why, but it does. It just goes so well with his heel character, and the whole "you're gonna get it," and then they're like, "What's it?" He's like, "It." And Kevin Owens and him just work so well together. I would like them to use Jericho and Owens more. Like, I don't feel like they've been used enough, because these guys are hilarious. I think if you left them two on their own to do whatever for the feud, it would be pure gold. It honestly would. The guys are hilarious, and like the unscripted backstage promos, they're really good. Like the air on YouTube and what have you, they're amazing at them. I like to see them used more. 'Cause they're not really, they weren't really using Kevin Owens for a while. Now he's, so the same goes for Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn won like that match against Kevin Owens, and they haven't done anything with him since. Um, Same kind of goes for Kevin Owens. They are doing this thing with Cass and that, but I think Enzo and Cass will likely win this. I'd like to see Owens and Jericho win, just because I think they're hilarious. I think Enzo and Cass are going to win this one, but you never know. I know it's like their Enzo and Cass is like homecoming type of thing that's in their hometown, and WWE a lot of the time doesn't like to have people win in their hometown. Don't know why. So maybe Jericho and Owens would win, but I think I'm going to go with Enzo and Cass to win. Moving on, we have The Miz versus Apollo Crews for the Intercontinental Championship. And ever since Daniel Bryan messed up and called him Apollo Creed, Miz just has been calling him that as well and going nuts on him. I feel, oh my god, I spoke for 25 minutes already. But I feel they are kind of lacking in the build to this one. They haven't done a whole lot. I mean, this past week on SmackDown, it happened during the commercial where Apollo Crews came out and hit his finisher on him. I mean, at least it happened and we got to see it, but it seemed kind of odd for it to happen during the break. But it has been a little lacking in my opinion. The triple threat match to crown the number one contender was good, but then like I think the week after was when a lot of the people weren't on SmackDown because they had to go to Australia for some tour thing, and Apollo was one of them. But I think Miz and Maurice are hilarious. Like that week when they were lying on the table, like bloody telling each other how sexy they were and kissing each other was hilarious. I think it's been funny, that sort of stuff they've been doing. They haven't really done much with Miz and Apollo. They could have done more, in my opinion. I don't think Apollo's going to win it. It just hasn't been built to the point where it feels like he could win it, in my opinion. So I'm going to go with Miz to retain here, and hopefully in the coming weeks they'll whatever feud happens next, they'll do some better things, because Miz is great, and his title reign should be more of a big deal, in my opinion, especially now that the brand split's happening. So Miz for the win. And finally, we have Carmella, Becky Lynch and Naomi versus Natalya, Alexa Bliss, and it originally was Eva Marie, but she just got suspended the other day, and so did Paige and Alberto Del Rio. Which sucked, because Eva Marie, I thought they were doing amazing stuff with her on SmackDown. I thought it was absolutely hilarious, the stuff they were doing with her. The wardrobe malfunction, the first week I think she bloody, the injury thing, and then this week, I just absolutely lost it. When they were introducing her, the whole, the guy introducing her, and he's like, introducing Eva Marie, who is stuck in traffic. It was so funny. I thought it was hilarious. And so when she got suspended, I was like, they were doing really good stuff with her, and people are eating it up. You know, people absolutely hate her. They're taking advantage of it. Which is good, which is really good. They're just using the hate that she has and intensifying it, really. And I thought it was going great. So I was really disappointed when that was announced. I really think that's been one of the best parts of SmackDown every week since the brand split. I think it's been great. But like I was speaking about the women, they've all been getting used. Naomi just came back, and I like her new entrance. I was a big fan of the old song, but I did like their new entrance, where she come out with all that glowing stuff and was throwing stuff to the crowd, and this whole glowing bodysuit thing. And apparently she's been wanting to do this for a long time, so she's really happy that she's now getting a chance to do it. So that's good. But since this has happened, I was just actually thinking about it earlier, while I was making this, while I was talking about the Sasha thing, that maybe Emma could come back. She could come back and be the partner. Maybe she could be pissed at Naomi for, doing whatever. I don't know. They could find a way to explain it. Maybe she could come back and be that third person, or maybe more unfortunately, it could be Nikki Bella, which I just don't like Nikki Bella, okay. Like even I was watching that WWE Women's 24 thing. It's just the way she talks and the way she goes about herself. I just don't like her. I just don't like her, and she just sounds so fake and phony and forced when she talks all the time. She just doesn't sound convincing to me. It sounds very put on, very forced. Like she's I don't know. I just don't like her. But so maybe it will be her. I could see it, and apparently she just got cleared a few days ago or something. So I could see it being her as the partner. But they never actually said that it's going to be someone's going to replace Eva Marie. They never actually said that. So I don't know. Um, but I would like. I honestly I don't mind who would win it, which team would win it. I could probably see the heels winning it, due to some I don't know, chicanery or cheating or what have you. But I'll go with Carmella, Becky Lynch, and Naomi to win. And hopefully, I had a feeling this was going to be on the pre-show. You never know. Maybe it won't be. But there is a lot of time, so I hope they do get time to put on a good match, a decent match, even though it's a tag match and it'll likely just be a wrestled fest like all tag matches in WWE, or most of them anyway. I'm just looking. I don't think there's any other news in the wrestling world right now. Oh yeah, about Del Rio and Paige. People are kind of pissed about that. Apparently, it was on Paige's birthday or something. Like, I mean, apparently she is suspended for violating the wellness policy. So I thought when Del Rio got thingied, I thought, oh well, Paige has obviously just gone nuts, because you know how immature she is, and ended up getting herself suspended. But it did say for violating the wellness policy, so I don't know. And apparently Del Rio's pissed it off as well. He's had enough. I don't see him re-signing. Apparently Triple H just doesn't like him either, so and doesn't want to push him. Vince did, but Triple H didn't. I don't think Del Rio should have came back, in my opinion. Should have stayed in Lucha Underground and doing the indies where he was getting used far better and allowed to actually put on matches that don't involve wrestles for 90% of them. But yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. Did yap a long time here, but there's a lot of matches to yap about, But like I said before, I'm not happy about the whole pre-show thing. And I hope that they don't go like WrestleMania and make the show like fucking 5 hours or something. I'll have a check here of what it's saying on Sky, but I don't think so. Oh, my bloody thing's out of bat race. Well, that's great. So I don't know how long it lasts. How long Sky's got it set for. But yeah, that's about it for now. Long ass predictions video, and probably a long ass review video too. I try my best to get through them as quickly as I can, but I like to yap about wrestling. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, hit that like button. I'll see you from my review whenever I watch it. And also, I do have a half day again on Monday, so that's good. Don't have to go to work and be tired. But this past week I've been wrecked with all this extra wrestling. Like last night, I recorded my NXT Takeover thing, and I was gonna get ready to watch main event, and I fell asleep for like 2 hours. And then I was, watched wrestling and was reading about stuff, and then I think I fell asleep. I don't know. I think it was about like 5 in the morning or something. I don't know. And I fell asleep for a few hours. Then I woke up again, and then I fell asleep for 6 hours again at about 9 o'clock or something. It's been like that kind of most of the week, except with I've had to go to work as well. So yeah, the unfortunate side effects of being a wrestling fan, especially a WWE one where they go for quantity over quality. But that's it. See you later.